What's up, guys? This is Pooper Scooper here, coming at you with the Valorant patch notes for 0.50. This is a pretty big and important update for the game, so let's dive right into it. Try to keep this short and sweet. Coming at you faster than my Iron Rank placement, it's patch notes 0.50. These are the kind that send wiki writers squirming, so let's get to it. All rifles have been updated to make single tap and burst fire more efficient. The idea here is to support the variability of all rifle shooting styles, tap, burst, and spray, when used in optimal situations. This is tied to gun recovery time, which we will touch more on in the notes below. Sage, Cypher, Omen, Viper, Brimstone, and Phoenix have all undergone changes, in part to better align them with their intended roles and to balance abilities that we found to be either too weak or too powerful in common situations. Other highlights: the cost of some agent abilities have been turned to better reflect their impact on the game. We also lowered the cap on the amount of credits a team can bank during a match to help the opposing team catch up, so you can't go over 9,000, and the spike now automatically falls when it gets stuck in an elevated location. You'll notice each map got some love as well. Remove some exploits and reposition a few barriers. Now, these are pretty important. Sage, Cypher, Omen, Viper, Brimstone, and Phoenix all got changes. The old money cap used to be 12k, but now it's down to 9,000. And they also changed how guns work and gun recovery time. So that's pretty big for the gameplay. So let's dive right into the gameplay and balance updates. Weapon updates. You no longer enter the walking accuracy state when transitioning from run to stop. So that means when you're running and you go to stop, there is a period of deceleration where you normally enter the walking accuracy. This is no longer the case. So you'll basically just go straight from running accuracy to a stopped position, or a stopped accuracy. Notice many players were entering a walking accuracy during their run to stop transitions. Exactly. And that made them appear if their shots fired landed were done at full speed. I've definitely noticed this a few times in my gameplay. I've definitely felt like I've been killed by people running full speed, so that's a good update. Dead zone accuracy speed threshold increased from 25% to 30%. That means you'll now that you can't gain walking accuracy while transitioning from run to stop, we've also slightly increased the size of the dead zone full accuracy state to make it a bit easier to get an accurate shot out quickly. This is going to be great for people using the operator, people who like to peek corners and try to take off pop shots. This will also, I think, help the peeker's advantage a little bit, so that when you're stopping around, you have a little bit more time to react with pinpoint accuracy when you turn a corner. All rifles. Recovery times on all rifles have been updated, which should make tap and burst firing more efficient, and accuracy is accrued anytime the weapon is refired prior to a complete duration of the weapon's prospective gun recovery time. Base walk accuracy has been changed from 0.6 to 0.8. Felt like walking spray with rifles a little more effective than we'd like, particularly at longer ranges. I agree. We're going to pull back on their accuracy slightly and continue to monitor. This is great. Vandal. Horizontal recoil reduced by 50% while crouched and stationary. That's nice. This was intended to be the case and now properly matches the crouch benefits of other rifles. So I guess the Vandal is bugged when you're crouching, apparently. Gun recovery time has been reduced a little bit. Tap efficiency has been reduced from 4 to 6. Phantom was glitched as well and had a higher gun recovery time than intended. That's now fixed. Gun recovery time is now 0.35 seconds instead of 0.55 seconds. And the tap efficiency is a lot better as well, going from 3 to 4. Fixed an issue where the gun recovery time was higher than intended on the Bulldog, and recovery time was also brought down, which is nice as well. Fixed an issue where the gun recovery time was higher than intended on the Guardian as well. Same thing. So all rifles now have fixed gun recovery times. That should help with gameplay a lot, especially during the earlier rounds when you're using either a Bulldog or a Guardian. This will make all rifles seem more efficient because you're going to be able to snap to targets a little bit quicker, and you're going to have a little bit more accuracy after running. And that should help a lot during those situations when you're moving a lot and trying to peek corners and things like that. Machine guns are underperforming a lot, and so they're boosting those a little bit. This is a difficult balance to strike in the game. especially because they want it to just be bullet, lots of bullets. So the Ares price reduced. Firing area, this value is a curve that has immediate values between each bullet. Bullet 2 has slightly less area than bullet 1, and so on. So they increase the accuracy, and they reduce the amount of intensity of horizontal recoil at the first 8 bullets. So that's nice as well. Ares is going to be a little bit tighter spread. Odin, same thing, reduce the amount of horizontal intensity recoil at the first 8 bullets. That's pretty big. But right now, let's get into the agent updates. Sage got a pretty big nerf. Slow orb duration decreased, and slow orb slowing amount has been decreased as well. They know Sage is OP, and they really want her to be that big staller that we know she can be. So they're trying to make her fit that. Cypher got a big nerf as well. Cypher's cage no longer allows enemies to be slowed when they move through it. So that is gonna hurt all the Cypher players. Because that was big for holding B on Haven. Spy can cooldown has also been increased. Yeah, and basically they want Cypher to be almost similar to Silva in the recon department. Omen has had a little bit of a buff. Dark cover has been increased from 12 to 15 seconds. Smoke projectile speed is also increased, and the cooldown was also increased from 30 to 35, so that's technically a nerf as well. They want him to be a better controller, so that's a big buff for his smokes. Viper, snakebite radius reduced from 350 to increased. Viper, snakebite increased from 350 to 450. Matching other abilities. Pretty basic. Brimstone, Phoenix, Viper. Basically, bee hopping is gonna be a lot harder to do now. Height required to jump out of all damaged area denial abilities is from 80 to 120. So that means you have to jump higher to be able to avoid these abilities, including Snakebite, Fireball, and the Incendiary. I believe this might also take damaging area denial abilities. So it doesn't affect Silva's orb, even though it still did get nerfed. Also, a lot of agent abilities have been tuned, and their prices have been changed. Sabe Orb Barrier has gone from 300 to 400. Raised Blast Pack is now 200. Phoenix Curveball is now 200. Brimstone's Incendiary is now 300. And Jet's Updraft is now 100. Down from 200. That's actually a buff. Agent Armor. Armor carried over from previous rounds is no longer destroyed when new armor is purchased, allowing you to sell newly purchased armor and return your previous armor status, instead of having no armor. So basically, if you buy armor and you're like, oh, I don't want this armor, I have 49, you can just sell it and go back to the 49 that you had before. Max credit cap, 12,000 down to 9,000. Character updates, Silva's Aldrone is now louder. Not technically louder, but it has a new sound and feel to it. Map updates. There's been a lot of changes to all the maps, but we're going to start off with Split. Attacking teams have been having difficulty finding a foothold in territory control across the map, but a few changes that should allow attackers better opportunities to contest A main, mid top, and B tower. Barrier locations have been adjusted across the map to provide attackers more of a foothold into territory across the map. Defenders barrier in B mid has been pulled back. New barriers in the entrance to vent atop the staircase in B tower. Defender barrier has been pulled back in A ramps. Attacker barrier has been pushed forward at A main. Attacker barrier has been pushed forward slightly at B main. Angled the wall on the left interior of B tower and pushing up the stairs from mid. This removes a 50-50 angle check when pushing into the space, which should make it more approachable when you try and get control of B tower. Radianite crate in B has been changed to a metal crate to perform more cover when planting the spike. Revised art to improve performance throughout the map. Haven. Big change on Haven. New map exploit system in effect, which will have negative effects on anyone trying to escape the play space. Which means all the people that had Omen and Sage doing the glitch, you can no longer get to the back of the map. Updated several floor sections so they now have more appropriate material sounds. That sounds cool. Split Haven Bind. They basically, for this, They changed not all, but they patched a lot of the Cypher Cam glitch spots. Same thing with Silva's Recon Dart. They patched a lot of the glitch spots. Backside of spawn barriers are now opaque to prevent some abuse cases. Add ability for Spike to automatically fall from elevated boost positions. For HUD UI, quality of life, and the bug fixes, I'm not going to go over them a ton. There's basically some small things like teammate armor is now shown on the scoreboard. Spike now pulses with audio beeps. A couple artwork pings. New artwork for stuff. The leave game is now in a different spot. Cheaters are now hackers. Viper's Poison Cloud no longer enter cooldown when picked up during the buy phase. Added full coloring for Silva's Hunter's Fury. And a couple other small things like that. But basically, if you want to read any of these, I'm going to link the patch notes down below. And that's basically everything for this. There's a lot of good changes here, a lot of things that needed to come to the game. Hopefully gunplay is a lot more smoother. Accuracy, running and gunning is a lot easier to handle. And hopefully it's a little bit easier for attackers now, because most maps have been really defender heavy. So it's nice to see that change. But yeah, if you like this video, please make sure to check out my channel, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. See ya.